In the summer of 1943, Los Angeles exploded, not because of a natural disaster but because of a Zoot suit. To some, the Zoot suit was flashy rebellion, even un-American. To others, it was identity, pride in a city that often refused to see that the Zoot suit wasn't just clothing, it was a statement. Long jacket, pants, bright colors, a refusal to shrink yourself to someone else's expectations. For many Mexican-American youth, the style represented pride and resistance in a segregated city.
¡Qué tontos son los blancos! ¿No saben que somos tan buenos como ellos?
You know how they look at you when you wear that thing.
That's the point, Mommy. They're gonna look either way.
Months before the riots. The Sleepy Lagoon case where a group of Mexican youths were wrongfully convicted. Fueled stereotypes and fear.
Danny, you made it! This is the spot, man!
Danny, you all need to hear this. There's a crowd of sailors heading this way. They're stopping people in suits like ours. Maybe they'll pass.
Attention to orders! Break it up! I said move along now. Move along!
We're not letting anyone take this from us. Not tonight. Not ever.
For Danny, the suit wasn't rebellion. It wasn't defiance, it was identity. And even in the middle of chaos, he refused to let fear strip that away. Tensions escalated between servicemen stationed in Los Angeles and local Zoot suiters. Rumors spread, fights broke out, and on June 3rd, 1943, a group of sailors claimed they had been attacked. The next night,
groups of servicemen roamed the streets, targeting anyone wearing a Zoot suit. Crowds gathered, violence spread, and for nearly a week, Los Angeles was in chaos.
The streets are once again not safe. The riots continue. Police are on the scene.
They are rounding up rioters. Tensions are rising. The riots have spread to other parts of the city.
That the mayor's office asks that all citizens remain calm and indoors.
Stay tuned for further reports here on KARZ Radio.
Instead of protecting the victims, police often arrested the Zoot suiters themselves. Some officials blame the riots on juvenile delinquency, ignoring the racial prejudice at the heart of the conflict. The city erupted, not in a riot of equals, but in a one-sided storm, fueled by prejudice and permission. They didn't ask what happened. They didn't want to know.
Get up! Let's go!
Inside the jails, the cells were overflowing, with wrongly arrested pachucos.
¡Déjenos salir! ¡No tienen derecho a retenernos!
This is crazy. Just keep your head down. Think our parents know? They will soon.
All right, get up. Let's move.
Officer, where are they taking them? Is there any chance we can see them?
I cannot authorize any visits right now.
Mijo!
I'm okay, Mommy.
Release them. Now! Okay, but stay off the streets and out of trouble. Next time will be different.
Feels like we were in there forever.
Feels like the whole city's gone mad.
We have to tell the truth about what happened.
You scared me last night.
I didn't ask for any of this.
No one does. But you decide what you do next.
If we don't speak up, they'll write the story for us.
We were just trying to get home.
And they treated us like criminals. What are we gonna do about it? We go to the press, TV stations, and the mayor's office to make our voices heard. Yeah! So let's be careful out there.
I'm not who they say I am. But it's up to me to tell the truth. It's the right thing to do. My people deserve better treatment.
Mr. Reyes, the mayor is in a meeting.
Then he can finish it with me.
Mr. Reyes, I wasn't expecting you today.
No one expects the people getting beaten in the streets to walk into City Hall.
Please, have a seat.
I'll be brief. My community is under attack. Not by criminals, not by gangs, by sailors and soldiers roaming the streets like vigilantes, and your police are arresting the victims. Mr. Reyes, you have to understand. The military is furious. They're demanding action. The public is scared. If I come out too strongly on one side... You mean our side? This city is under enormous pressure. The war, the influx of servicemen, things are volatile. We're doing what we can to keep order. Order? Is that what you call it when brown boys are dragged out of theaters and beaten in the street? When Pachuca girls get pulled by their hair? When officers stand by and watch? There have been incidents, but the press says what you let them say. I've lived here my whole life. I know the difference between a riot and a hunt. Say it! You're afraid to stand with us. This belonged to a boy named Daniel Ortega. On a roll. Works nights to help his mother. He was beaten by a dozen servicemen last night, then arrested for disturbing the peace. How much more of this do you need before you call it what it is? What do you want from me? A spine. If I condemn the servicemen, Washington will come down on me. If I condemn the police, the union will revolt. If I condemn the riots, the papers will say I'm siding with criminals. The truth is our children are being hunted, and you're the only man in this building who can stop it. You don't have to be brave every day, Mr. Mayor. Just today.
Look at them. Whole city's theirs now. Yeah? They can have the city. We got the style.
Style doesn't stop fists, Carlos.
They think we're a threat.
We're a reminder.
Of what?
That we're not going anywhere.
I told you!
Told you. Zoot suiters jumped us.
Where? Who?
Didn't see their faces, but it was them. Then let's find them.
There. Told you.
We don't want trouble, man.
Funny, we do.
Back up, stay together. I said stay together.
Danny, no! I'm done running!
Whoa, we're the ones who got jumped.
Save it, get in the car.
You're arresting us?
Shouldn't dress like criminals.
Rough night?
That what they call it?
They think the suit makes us dangerous.
No, they think us wearing the suit makes us dangerous.
You gonna stop wearing it?
Not a chance.
Good evening. The past several nights have brought unacceptable violence to our city. I want to speak plainly about it. Los Angeles is home to many communities. Servicemen, workers, families, and young people trying to find their place. No one deserves to be attacked in the streets. I have spoken with the community leaders of East LA, including Mr. Reyes, and I have heard their concerns. Let me be clear. Targeting individuals because of their clothing, their culture, or their heritage is wrong, and it will not be tolerated.
Mr. Mayor, are you saying the servicemen were at fault?
I'm saying violence is unacceptable no matter who commits it. And I'm saying our police must protect all residents of this city.
But the papers say these Zoot suit gangs.
The papers say many things. Not all of them are true. We will not criminalize an entire community because of headlines. Effective immediately, I am directing the Los Angeles Police Department to ensure the safety of all civilians, including Mexican-American residents who have been targeted. And I am asking military leadership to restrict servicemen from entering certain districts until order is restored.
Sir, won't that anger Washington?
Washington can be angry. My city is bleeding. Los Angeles belongs to all who call it home. And tonight, we begin acting like it.
Is the city safe?
What the hell was that out there?
It was a statement. One this city needed.
It was a betrayal. You stood up there and told the world my officers aren't doing their jobs, that we're letting the city burn. I said the police must protect all residents. You might as well have slapped a target on our backs. Those kids in Zoot suits, they're trouble. You know it, I know it, the papers know it. And now you're siding with them? I'm siding with the truth. The truth? The truth is those sailors are heroes. They're fighting a war. And you're telling them they can't defend themselves on their own streets? They weren't defending themselves. They were hunting. You're playing with fire, sir. The Union is furious. My men drops abandoned. If morale feel any lower, your men stood by while civilians were beaten. Some joined in.
Be careful, Mr. Mayor.
No! You be careful. Because I will not let this city descend into mob rule. Not from sailors, not from civilians, and not from the police. You think you can run this city without us? You think a speech changes anything? My officers are the line between order and chaos. And if they feel you've turned on them, are you threatening me? I'm warning you. I didn't ask for your approval. I asked for your cooperation, and I expect it. You've made a mistake, sir. A big one. And when this city turns on you, don't expect the department to clean up the mess.
At least the sunrise is free.
Barely. They'll probably charge us for looking at it wrong.
I still can't believe they let us out. They didn't let us out. They ran out of excuses to keep us in.
Are you two okay?
I've had worse dates. Speak for yourself. They dragged me by my hair. By my hair, like I was some kind of animal.
They grabbed me from behind. Didn't even ask my name. Just saw the suit and decided that was enough.
Yeah, that's all they needed. The suit. The color of our skin. The neighborhood we come from. They weren't looking for trouble, they were looking for us. They threw me in the wagon with 3 sailors watching like they were proud of it. One of them said, "We should cut that hair off you," like my curls were a crime.
I'm sorry, Rosie.
Don't be sorry. Be mad.
I was just walking, laughing with the guys. Next thing I know, I'm on the ground with a boot on my back. They didn't even ask what happened. They didn't want to know.
They already decided what happened. And who the villains were. Do you think it's over?
No. But we're still here.
Damn right we are!
Mommy, I'm fine.
Where were you? No, I know where you were. You are not fine. They arrested you, Danny. They dragged you like you were some criminal. Mijo, this has to stop. This fighting, this protest.
It's not a protest, it's just a suit.
No, it's a target. And you're painting it on your own back every time you walk out that door.
I can't pretend I'm someone I'm not.
Then promise me you'll be careful. Promise me you won't go looking for trouble.
Okay.
You hear about the sailors on Maine? Hard not to. City's cracking like old paint. All that over Zoot suits. Ain't the suits, it's who's wearing them.
Feels like it could be us next.
Could be.
Y'all hear what went down last night? Hard not to. Sailors running wild, jumping kids for the way they dress.
Zoot sits, that's all it took.
No, it's the color wearing the suit.
All right.
You boys want to explain why you were running last night?
We weren't running. We were trying not to get jumped.
Funny. Sailors say different.
Sailors been saying a lot. Doesn't make it true. They didn't do nothing. Let them go.
Mobs of servicemen combed the streets like a swarm of locusts.
Do you hear that?
Nobody was saved. The servicemen descended on anyone they came across who looked different. It didn't matter whether or not they were wearing a Zoot suit. Law officials raced to keep up, but rarely interfered in the turmoil. The violence spread through the city into other neighborhoods. They beat and torn the suits off many young Pachucos. Many who could escaped. They were dazed or unconscious. The police just watched. As the boys were beaten and humiliated, they waited.
Hold them down!
Then, they arrested them. When it was all over, the servicemen assembled with bounties of Zoot suits. They tossed them all into a burning bonfire.
Keep moving! We can't stop!
Well, look what we got here. Out past curfew, huh?
We're just trying to get home, sir. There was a riot.
Yeah, I bet you know all about it.
Hey, I didn't do anything.
You boys always say that.
We're not looking for trouble.
Funny. Trouble seems to find you anyway. Zoot suiters think they run this town, think those fancy coats make you tough.
It's just clothes.
Not tonight, it ain't.
We didn't start anything.
Save it for the station.
We just wanted to get home.
This is messed up, man.
They don't even care what happened.
You'll be processed when we get to you. Sit tight.
Where are they? Where are the boys? Danny, mijo.
Ma'am, you can't just... Actually, she can, and unless you want the press here, you're gonna release these boys, now. Why the hell are the police arresting the teenagers? I don't know what to tell you. I'm only doing my job. That may be so. But lives are being ruined by all of this.
Stay close.
I am.
Carlos! Dios mío!
You all right, mijo? Did they break anything?
Look at them. They think they own the street. Should have kept them locked up.
You say something?
Let's keep moving. Tensions are high tonight.
We're leaving. Now. Please, gentlemen, there is no need for this.
Get him! Leave him alone!
You want to say that again, kid?
I said leave him alone!
Danny, no. Vámonos.
Back off, man. They're just kids.
Run!
Run! Run! Run!
Danny! Corre!
From the corners of the globe, Movietone News. Hundreds of Zoot Suiters continue to riot in the city of Los Angeles. Gangs of Zoot Suiters fill the streets, attacking servicemen and police. Violence and mayhem rule the city. Even normal citizens have been attacked. Local police struggle to keep the bloodshed from spreading further. What will it take to stop the violence?
You're putting this on my men. Every word you say out there makes it sound like the department is the problem.
I'm putting it where it belongs, on the violence, on the chaos, on the mobs tearing this city apart.
You're putting this on my men.
Every word you say out there makes it sound like the department is the problem. I'm putting it where it belongs, on the violence, on the mobs tearing this city apart. Those mobs didn't start themselves. These Zoot Suiters have been provoking trouble for months. And that doesn't justify beating kids in the street. My responsibility is the safety of all residents, not just the ones wearing uniforms.
So my officers are the villains now?
But they're not the victims either. If you keep talking like this, you're going to lose the department. And if we don't stop this violence, we're going to lose the city.
In the morning, Latino fathers searched the streets of Los Angeles for their missing sons.
Excuse me, officer. I'm looking for my son.
What's his name?
Excuse me, officer. I'm looking for my son.
He's in jail with the others. Now leave me alone.
Damn, Danny. You look like you went 12 rounds with a freight train. We heard they kept you overnight. You okay? I'm here.
So what now? Why should we even care about any of this? The cops, the sailors, the whole city's losing its mind. Yeah, man, we didn't start this. We didn't ask for trouble. Why is it on us to fix anything? Because it's not just about us. This whole thing, the arrests, the beatings, the headlines, it's not about a suit. It's about who they think we are. Mexicans, you mean? Huh. Not just Mexicans. Anybody's different. Anyone who doesn't fit their picture of what America's supposed to look like. We care because if we don't, they get to decide who we are. They get to say we're criminals. They get to say we don't belong. They get to say we're nothing. And you think wearing the suit, standing our ground, changes that? It's not the suit. It's what it means we're not hiding. It means we're not ashamed. It means we're here and we matter. You really believe that? I have to. All right, man. If you're in, we're in.
Yeah, we stick together, always have.
For Danny, Benny, and Carlos, the riots were a test of identity, loyalty, and what it meant to live in a city determined to push them out. In 1943, the average American viewed the Zoot Suiters as juvenile delinquents, and their flashy suits as being unpatriotic. They were fueled by the conservative local and national press, including the Los Angeles Times. They racially portrayed the Zoot Suiters as violent gangs, and a threat to traditional American middle-class values. Many approved of the servicemen's actions as justified, to putting down a perceived rebellion.
Sweetheart, all I know is they need to remember their place. Who cares? I know I don't.
With most Americans on edge over the war overseas and the suspicions of foreign spies and traitors.
I say, Sarah, there's talk around town that the Millers are really spies.
I say they're just no good! Lock them all up! And just throw away the key!
The conservative press wasted no time in fabricating a new, dangerous enemy.
It says here that those Zoot Suit boys are making their suits from stolen fabric meant for our sailors. Imagine that.
The liberal, black, and Spanish newspapers pushed back, condemning the military and police for failing to protect its citizens against the unwarranted violence. The Roosevelt administration said nothing publicly, but were deeply concerned about the wartime diplomatic strains it placed on relationships with the Mexican government.
These Zoot Suit gangs are nothing.
Senator Jack Taney of California suggested the riots were the work of communists and Axis spies to stir up racial tensions. Not everyone looked away. There were notable public figures and advocates who spoke out against the inactions among the local officials. Most notably, First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt publicly condemned the violence and attributed the riots to deep-seated racial discrimination. She was immediately attacked by local politicians, and the mainstream media accused her of fostering racial discord. But the facts are the facts. The event was an unbridled, prejudice-fueled assault against the people of the Mexican-American community of Los Angeles. On the morning of the fourth day, the streets of Los Angeles were unusually bare. Buses were mostly empty. Tension filled the air, especially in the barrios, as the people worried about if more violence would be coming.
Sadie, I just don't know what to do. Everything's a mess. There's no controlling it.
Mr. Mayor, the phones wouldn't stop ringing. People are staying home, afraid to go out. You have to do something.
I know, but what... If I come down on the sailors and soldiers, my opponents and the papers will skin me alive.
Mr. Mayor, it's the suit. Get rid of the suits. Push them back to their neighborhoods. Call them the delinquents they are. No Zoot Suiters, no more excuse for violence.
But they're not all guilty.
That's not important. Besides, they started it.
Colonel, sir, some sailors with a guilty conscience have told me some very disturbing stories.
And just what is weighing so heavy on their minds, Sergeant?
Dishonor on the corp, Colonel. Sailors and Marines aren't fighting just Zoot Suiters, sir!
What else did they say? They are beating Mexican and Negro old men and children, even some women. It's disgraceful, sir.
Sergeant, you are to go down there and bring me back a detailed report tonight. Yes, sir. May I take a couple of MPs along, sir? Of course. But be quick, Sergeant. I need that report when I meet with the other commanders.
Mop up and arrest some. But there are to be no disciplinary actions taken against any of the servicemen.
We'll protect the Corp. We'll question them, restrict them to base. We'll declare the city off limits for a while.
No charges, Colonel. Bury the matter.
Back off! Now! Alto! Get out of here!
June 7th, the fourth night. The night Los Angeles stopped pretending it had control. Eyewitnesses said it looked like a public spectacle, a mass lynching in the heart of the city. They weren't looking for criminals. They were looking for every Zoot suitor they could find. Passengers were pulled from their seats. Mexican Americans, Filipinos, blacks, anyone who looked like the newspaper's caricature of a Zoot suitor. The suit had become a target, a symbol, a justification. By the fourth night, the violence wasn't hidden. It was a spectacle.
They're hiding! There!
Aren't you gonna stop this?
Boys are just blowing off steam. Check the alleys! They're hiding! One team flannery! There! Get him!
This wasn't about crime. It wasn't about safety. It was about punishing identity.
Move it! Get on the bus! Keep moving!
We're not even wearing the suits!
Doesn't matter!
Violence no longer required a suit, just a face, a neighborhood, a name.
This isn't a riot. It's a purge.
Journalist Kerry McWilliams described the night as unstoppable, a mob moving without restraint. To many, it felt like the city had abandoned them.
Please! My son, they took him off the streetcar. You have to help!
Lady, go home. It's not our problem tonight.
Keep moving! Keep moving! Get out! Go! One team flannery!
Fourth night was the breaking point. Violence without restraint, fueled by fear, wartime anger, and a media machine that had painted young men of color as enemies.
One less! Punk on the streets!
The military stayed away. The police looked away. And the city burned from the inside. By dawn, the city was quiet again. But the scars, physical, emotional, and political, would last for generations. The next day, the military finally stepped in. But for the victims of June 7th, help came too late. The next morning, the street was filled with sedans from various branches of the military. Army, Marine MPs, and the Shore Patrol were dispatched to round up the servicemen. Mexican Americans gathered to watch as the military police marched down the streets. They watched as more and more military police filled the streets. They wondered and feared that they were coming for them. As their worries increased, tension and fear started to grip the people on the streets. But then, everything changed.
You can't do this! Get off the briefing guard! Can't do this!
Although hundreds were arrested, there were no military prosecutions. No charges were filed. Everything was to be swept under the rug.
My fellow citizens of Los Angeles, last night our city witnessed a series of disturbances that have shaken public confidence and disrupted the peace we all work so hard to maintain. I stand before you today to make clear the position of this administration and the actions already taken to restore order. Let me begin with this. The unrest we saw was not a matter of race. It was not a conflict between communities, nor a reflection of hostility among the people of this city. What happened was the direct result of unruly elements who have repeatedly shown disregard for the law, for decency, and for the wartime responsibilities we all share. Los Angeles is a proud city, a united city, and we will not allow the reckless behavior of a small number of unruly youths to tarnish our reputation or endanger our citizens. In response to these events, the City Council has passed an emergency resolution aimed at curbing the disorder that has accompanied the wearing of so-called zoot suits. Effective immediately, the wearing of zoot suits on the public streets of Los Angeles is outlawed. This measure is not aimed at any community or heritage. It is aimed solely at restoring public safety. Furthermore, after consultation with military authorities, I must announce that until further notice, the City of Los Angeles has been declared off-limits to all military personnel. This directive has been issued by the United States Navy and Army leadership to prevent further clashes. To enforce this order, military police units have been dispatched throughout the affected districts. Let me be perfectly clear. This city will not tolerate violence. This city will not tolerate disorder. We ask all residents to remain calm, to respect the new regulations, and to work with law enforcement as we restore peace to our streets. Los Angeles has weathered many storms, and we will weather this one as well. Together, responsibly, and with dignity. Thank you.
Governor Earl Warren was not going to allow any whitewashing of the riots.
Lies. All lies.
He was compelled to appoint a special citizens committee to investigate the root causes of the violence, especially the local officials, the local police, and the biased media coverage. The committee's official findings explicitly cited race prejudice as the root cause of the riots. It noted that the Zoot suiters were being unjustly linked to criminality. The findings directly contradicted the claims of local city officials that the violence was a product of juvenile delinquency. that the inaction of the Los Angeles Police Department and that the bias of media coverage was a major aggravating factor. The governor also appointed the Peace Officers Committee on Civil Disturbances, recommending that police departments train their officers to properly treat all citizens equally, regardless of race. The main contributing factor for the riots took place in August of 1942. 17 young Pachucos were falsely accused and tried for murder in what became known as the Sleepy Lagoon case. The public trial demonized the Mexican-American defendants. The local press sensationalized the case, characterizing Zoot suits as a symbol of gang activity, which created panic of a supposed Mexican crime wave. The defendants were all convicted of murder. After nearly 2 years in San Quentin, on October 23, 1944, a California appeals court overturned their convictions, citing severe judicial misconduct, a lack of evidence, and the violation of their constitutional rights. Afterwards, the tension was still there, especially in the Mexican, Filipino, and black neighborhoods, while the children took it in stride. Among the African Americans, most couldn't understand why the Zoot suit was an issue to begin with. The suit had originated in the jazz clubs of 1930s in Harlem. As part of black culture, its flamboyant style was very appealing to the city's working class and young Latinos. And by the 1940s, it had spread out to the major cities, including young Caucasians. Adults everywhere didn't like it. But for the Mexican Americans, what just happened left a lingering scar. At first, their young men laughed, but then they began to think about change.
Never thought I'd see the day I'd be scared to wear my own clothes. Yeah, feels like taking off armor. It's not the suit that kept us safe. It's us sticking together.
Hard to believe this was all on fire last night.
Yeah.
Feels like the whole city took a punch to the gut.
They're saying it's over, but it doesn't feel over.
They called it a temporary measure. That's just fancy talk for calm down before it happens again. So what now? We just go back to normal? Pretend none of this happened?
There is no normal, not after this.
The riots might have stopped, but the reason they started, that's still here. You mean the way they look at us? Like we don't belong in our own city? Yeah, and not just us. Black folks, Filipino folks, anyone who doesn't fit the picture they want.
So what do? Wear suits, don't wear suits. Fight, don't fight.
Feels like no matter what we do, we're the problem.
We keep living. We keep showing up. We keep being who we are. And we learn to live with everyone else, even when they don't know how to live with us yet.
You think that'll ever happen? People actually living together in peace?
I think it must. Otherwise, the last few nights are just the beginning. Then maybe today's the real start. Not the end of the riots, but the start of something better.
The city was quiet that morning, but beneath the silence, something new was taking shape. A resolve, a reckoning, a hope that one day Los Angeles might belong to all of them.